Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be playing as all of Bowser's children, which, yeah, he has quite a few. And we're going to be starting with the first one on the character roster, Bowser Jr. Now this is a voiceover, so I'm going to be having some commentary on what I did during these races. So right now I'm playing on Waluigi Stadium. I'm honestly pretty decent on Waluigi Stadium. The main thing that makes me a little bit better than most people on this track is just due to the fact it's a little bit more simple. And there's some big shortcuts that you can do. One of them is going to be coming up, which I will tell you about in just a second. So right now I am playing on Bowser Jr. On the Flame Runner white off-road tires. This is the big shortcut I was talking about. And the Plane Glider. So this combo has decent stats. As if you know anything about Mario Kart, you might think that speed is the most important stat, but it actually isn't. See how I'm doing drifts and you can charge different levels of drift? I almost got hit by all that fire. I just charged a yellow drift, which means I would get a yellow mini turbo, which means I'll be boosting for that entire period. I just got a blue mini turbo, which charged for less. And since you want to do as many of these mini turbos as you possibly can, this is the most important stat in the game, because you can do these constantly. Your speed stat actually has to do more with the mushrooms and any speed items that you use. But mini turbos, you can do those all the time. Now this half pipe, that is basically all dependent on your speed stat. This combo is a pretty equal combo. It has a good mini turbo stat. I believe it's around a 12 to 13. But it also has a 12 speed. So yes, I did win this race. And yeah, I'm decent on Waluigi Stadium. I think I could definitely do better on this track, but I am definitely making progress on how good I am at this game. Before, I definitely wouldn't have been able to do this on this specific combo. But yes, now we're going to move to the very next combo. Alright, right now I'm using Lenny on the cat combo with the Azure Rollers and I believe on the Parachute Glider. Lenny shares stats with the baby Rosalina, oh my goodness. And she and he is one of the worst combos in this game. Even though they have the highest mini turbo stat, it is better to have a good weight stat and speed stat. See how I just got bumped off there? That was due all to my weight stat. I just got bumped all the way off the track. But having a combo that has good speed and good mini turbo are the best combo. For example, the best combo to most people is Yoshi, Teddy Buggy, Rollers or Azure Rollers, and the Paper Glider or Cloud Glider. The reason why this is the best combo to most people is because it has a decently high speed stat, which is, I believe, 8 to 12, don't quote me on that. And it has, I believe, a 17 on the mini turbo, 17 or 18 on the mini turbo stat. So basically you're getting a majorly high mini turbo stat and speed stat whenever you're playing this combo. This one is using the cat car has the exact same stats as Teddy Buggy. So this one, I'm basically using the same car I would be using on Yoshi. This has a bit of a higher speed stat, but at the same time, it has a really high mini turbo stat. You don't get much speed out of this. Okay, so right now I have Shock. I'm thinking of when to use it because I don't want anyone to dodge Shock. So what I was thinking to do was chain right into this set since nobody was in a dodge item. See how I'm passing everyone here? A lot of those people were just in dodge items and they would have actually got a really high placement if it wasn't for that. So I'm thinking to use these mushrooms as quickly as possible. I thought that was a star sign on the right of my screen. I almost got blue shell here. But it definitely wasn't. Now moving on to the next character. This combo is actually very decent. I think it's closer to Yoshi Teddy Poke stats, which is, of course, the best combo in the game. And yeah, this is a very interesting track because you can take this massive shortcut. Look at this. I'm just drifting over the entire off-road now. So here, in regular races, you might want to also stay in second place on most races, just due to the simple fact that blue shell normally comes on the average race. So whenever you're racing normally, you might actually just want to do something. Look at that big old shortcut. I just skipped so much off-road there. Larry, I don't really like Larry as that much as a Koopalink. I think he's probably my second favorite Koopalink. I just don't like him that much. I think he's just a little weird. And something that I'm gonna talk about with the Koopalinks, sometimes their eyes look like glasses, but they're actually just their real eyes. And if you are wondering this, who is Bowser's wife? Well, Bowser's wife, you might think this is kind of funny, it's actually Peach. If you look at Super Mario Sunshine storyline, Bowser's actual wife is Peach. So every single time it seems as though that Peach was stolen, he got to the frickety with Peach. And yeah, they keep on having offspring. So yeah. So here I got kind of destroyed a little bit on this race, and I'm trying to come back a little bit. So, on average, I think Bowser's children in this game are actually decent characters to use. I think any character in this game is decent to use. You just have to play with it differently. So, I'm going to show you later, I used a different technique. So, there's different techniques that you use whenever you're playing different races. And I will explain that definitely on the next race. So, I did decently on this race. I got mushrooms, I took big shortcuts, I drove well. I did the best I could on this race. It wasn't too much I could do. And I still got a good placement, so that's all that matters there. Okay, we're playing on now Wendy on the, I forget what this combo, what the car is called. I know we're using button tires and also the Peach glider, that's what I'm gonna call it. So this is definitely my least favorite Koopalink, not just because she's a girl, because I think girls are definitely really cool in certain games. Like, I do like Peachette, not for the reason why certain people like Peachette, but I think Peachette is honestly a really, really cool character. This one, do you not see her lips, bro? It's a literal circle. Like, what in the world, bro? It's just honestly kind of annoying whenever I see this. I just really don't like it that much. But now I'm going to talk about the different strategies that you can use in races. So right now I am running. Running is basically the type of racing whenever you are just going straight forward. You don't slow down for anything. You just keep on going forward. And lots of times these strategies work. If you go to shortcut.pro, which is a website you can look at, it shows you the different strategies you can use on different tracks. And one I will talk about first, this is a running track, I believe. So I'm running on this track, somebody did pass me, which is fine because they could definitely get blue shelled, as we will see in a minute. I'm throwing my items back so I can maybe get a better item here. The person in front of me, see blue shell is coming. I'm slowing down a little bit just to make sure I don't get past here, so blue shell doesn't lock onto me. Getting red shell here, block the red shell. This race actually has a really funny finish. So I basically go around this turn. Somebody passes me on the shortcut. I'm going forward because this combo doesn't have that high of a mini turbo stat. I go for a motion glider technique, whereas where you drift off the glider, and this person got sniped by a boomerang, and they fell. And I got first on this race. Let's go. That was actually super duper cool on this race. So this was a running track, and you're going to see on some of the next tracks what strategy you can use. Okay, so I'm using Ludwig on the varmint with roller. I believe, I forget which glider I use for this, but we will see as I go onto this glider section. I use the parachute. Or yeah, I think it's a parachute. So this is another running track. I believe this track you can also do a different strategy, which I will talk about later. But having a mushroom on this track is very nice, so I would definitely recommend picking this track if you're starting in a farther back placement. As you'll see here, I just got hit here. I'm about to take a humongous shortcut, one of the biggest intended Nintendo shortcuts. There's a lot of other ones that are not intended by Nintendo that are very big. This is what I believe to be one of the bigger intended shortcuts by Nintendo. I think Ludwig is honestly one of my favorite Koopalings. He's just really cool. I think I like his animations and how he sounds like whenever he does a trick boost. He's just really cool. I love his hair. He has a nice hairdo. So, yeah. Right now, I have 9,000 VR, which is the point system that Nintendo uses to kind of determine how good you are at this game. Right now I'm at 9,000 VR. One of my next upcoming videos is going to be whenever I reach 10,000 VR, which is going to be so cool. Definitely one of the cooler things to do in this game is whenever you get into the quintuple digits. It's so cool. Doing the best I can on this race. Also, something you need to worry about is Blue Shell, because it is deadly whenever it hits you. So, yep, I got 3rd place on this race. I think I did decently. I personally think Sweet Sweet Canyon is a decent track for me. It's not one of my best tracks, but I'm definitely better on it. Let's see what happens on the next race. So here, I am playing on Iggy. I think he's weird. Look at him from the back. It looks like he's literally wearing glasses, but those are actually just his eyes. It looks like he's wearing glasses, but those are his eyes. Which is, I just think, is crazy, but I do like Iggy also. I like him playing on this combo a lot online. You'll definitely see me playing on this combo. If you watch some of my upcoming videos, I haven't posted too many videos. I'm a little bit of a newer YouTuber, but yeah, I think definitely Coconut Mall is one of my better tracks, just because I did that little shortcut there where I charged a purple mini turbo instead of tricking there. It's actually faster to do that instead of tricking on that glider, which is pretty crazy. Coconut Mall on this game, I think they really butchered it. I don't like it. I have not played Mario Kart Wii, so I don't know what I'm comparing it to. I just don't like Coconut Mall that much in this game. I do like the shortcut though. So basically I bump into the wall, I charge a purple mini turbo, and then I'm able to cut a little bit of place there where we wouldn't have been able to cut originally with the regular glider well. Got blue shelled here. I couldn't slow down for blue shell, which is definitely something you can do in this game, which I think is pretty cool. I missed the item there, which did cost me this race, as you're about to see. I think I'm getting definitely better at this game. This person just got destroyed. That was really sad. But that definitely cost me the race here. I would have won if it wasn't for that. That's why you have to get items. You have to be consistent with stuff like that. It's a little bit crazy. But yeah, you just have to lock in. This next race, I'm going to show you the different strategy that most people don't know about, which is quite crazy. So I'm playing on a high-speed combo, so I picked Cheeseland on this race, and we did get Cheeseland. So, which is very nice on this track. Whenever you have a high-speed combo, you're able to go a lot much faster in Mushroom Boost, and also in Bullets. Any speed item you go faster in. Not with Mini Turbos though. You actually have a lower Mini Turbo stat on the high-speed combo. So, from the start of this race, I started doing some running, and I just kind of went forward a little bit. You might be like, oh, this must be a running track. But then I did the unthinkable. I stopped. And I went backwards. Why did Genesis just do that? That is actually really stupid. Why would you do that? Well, if you look at this track, it has some of the biggest shortcuts in this game. And on this track, the optimal strategy is bagging. Bagging is this technique where you basically wait and get high-speed items, you take humongous shortcuts, and you come back at the very end. So, I took this little shortcut, shock happened, doesn't really matter that much. And you might think that I'm getting behind. Actually, in later part of this race, I thought I was too far behind whenever I was racing this. So, I only got one item here. Hopefully I got a bullet. I did. I tried to take this shortcut, bullet wouldn't let me, I didn't hop into the off-road enough. But this is actually a bullet extension. A bullet extension was a bullet takes you way farther than it was originally intended for you to go. I'm going to be able to take that same shortcut on the next lap. But here I thought it was a bit behind. I was waiting so I could be in 9th or worse. Whenever you're in 9th or worse in a 12-player room, you basically can get items like shock or bullet. You can also get those items in lower placements, but you can't get items like shock whenever you're in placements lower than 9. So I got a bullet. I took this bullet extension, which is gonna just take me so far. Look where Waluigi is, and look where this took me. And I also dodged shock here, which was the luckiest thing ever. I probably wouldn't have won if it wasn't for this. I take this shortcut here, and then there's a second shortcut that I took all the way up here. Okay, that was kind of random that there was a bomb there, but there was, so we indulge it. I took this shortcut. I won, bro. This is the very cool thing about bagging. On bagging tracks, you have a very high chance of winning if you bag correctly. On running tracks, you can sometimes win, and then sometimes not. It just becomes annoying sometimes. So here, I'm playing on the Tri-Speeder as Morton. I did a little bit of bagging here. It's a little random that I started bagging, but I did, so indulge me. Just because I'm playing on a high-speed combo and I didn't think running would go too well, I just did what would be the highest percentage play on this track in particular. This is also a bagging track because you can take a very high level shortcut, which I don't know how to do, but I thought bagging would be something good that I could do on this track just because I'm using such a high speed combo. So Morton, I think, is actually pretty neat. I do like him. One of my more favorite Koopalings, I think my top 3 Koopalings are sorry. Number 3 would be for me, Roy. Number 2 would be Iggy, and number 1, definitely is Lenny. I really like Lenny. I think he's just so cute. I think Bowser Jr. is definitely number 4. He's just really in the middle for me. I think he's a little strange. I do like him in certain games, but I just don't like Bowser Jr. that much just due to me playing Mario Wonder and me being very disappointed with the gameplay of that. So yeah, I'm pretty far behind for a bagging track that isn't like that much of a bagging track unless you take the huge shortcut. So yeah, I'm basically guaranteed, like, I could get a really good placement here, or I could get a super bad placement. It just depends. So yeah, here, I messed up the shortcut, so I had to do this, which was so random. I couldn't even start my drift here. This is bad playing by me. I think the rest of the races I played very well. This one was a little bit random. I was getting a little tired of recording, but yeah, I think I'm doing well here. I did the little strat where I get that mini turbo, and I use mushrooms here, kinda like world record does. Not really. I would have got 6 here, but somebody used a bullet. So this is me using every single Koopa Link in Mario Kart. How did I do? Let me know in the comment section.